The basic difference between the plant and the animal immunity that the animal defense system is circulative in nature, where there are the white blood cells, T cells, B cells, and there is antigen antibody interaction. Such circulative defense system is absent in the plants. In case of the plants, individual cell make the decision by the production of the signaling molecules. We already discussed the role of different signaling molecules in plant resistance, such as salicylic acid, jasmonic acid, ethylene, and abscisic acid, and their respective role in systemic acquired resistance, in induced systemic resistance, and in the herbivore induced resistance. Along with that, signaling molecules, and the other important signaling molecule is the nitric oxide, or NO. NO play a crucial role in plant resistance, and it also play a very important role in animal resistance. Now we are going to discuss the role of nitric oxide in plant resistance. It was found that the level of NO increases both in plants and animals when they are under the attack of pathogens. So from that it is clear that NO has some kind of association with the disease, whether it is a positive or negative, but it has some kind of association with the disease. The second important finding was that NO reacts with number of animal and plant proteins, resulted in the post-translational modification of proteins, and which resulted in the production of S-nitrosothiols. What the post-translational modification? We already know that DNA make the RNA, this is transcription, and RNA make proteins, this is the translation. If there is a change after the translation in the proteins, that change or the modification is known as post-translational modification. Nitric oxide has the ability to change the function of proteins after the translation. The third finding was that the more or the SNO or the higher level of SNOs, then it result in the susceptibility both in the animal and the plant cells against the pathogens. And people also found first in the animals that there is an enzyme which is known as JSNOR, which is also known as S-nitrosoglutathione reductase. This enzyme actually control the levels of SNO in the animal cells, and this enzyme is crucial for the resistance. So from there, the plant scientists get the clue, and they try to find similar enzyme in the plants, and they found a similar enzyme in the Arabidopsis plant. That is why they called it ATGSNOR1. And next challenge was, what would be the function of this enzyme in the plants against the pathogen? This slide would tell you the process of protein S-nitrosylation and D-nitrosylation. When the proteins interact with the nitric oxide, which is produced by an enzyme known as nitric oxide synthetase, these proteins are become S-nitrosylated. And when the proteins become S-nitrosylated, then they promote the susceptibility against the pathogens. However, in the nature, there is an enzyme is present which is known as S-nitrosoglutathione reductase. This enzyme reverses the S-nitrosylated proteins, and this process is known as denitrosylation. What would happen if this enzyme stop functioning or unable to reverse the protein S-nitrosylation? It is established fact that the dysfunctioning of GSNOR could lead to cardiovascular diseases, cancers, and neurological diseases such as the Parkinson and dementia. So this enzyme is very important for the human health. So it was assumed that this enzyme probably also have a very important role in the plant health as well. The role of the ATGSNOR1 in the Arabidopsis plant is discovered through the loss of function mutant of ATGSNOR1 gene. The loss of function mutant is different from the wild type where this gene is functional. The plant appear bushy. This is the first physical change, and it is not only bushy but it lost its resistance against the pathogen, and it not only lost one kind of resistance but all the three types of resistance, that is the host resistance, non-host resistance, as well as basal resistance. So from here it is established that ATGSNOR1 played a crucial role in the plant resistance, and this gene is associated with the nitric oxide. So ultimately nitric oxide also play a crucial role in plant resistance. This slide would help you to understand the role of nitric oxide in plant resistance as well as in the susceptibility. Whenever the plants are under the attack of a virulent pathogen, they are detected by the R gene present in the plant, and as a result of that, nitric oxide is produced. This nitric oxide play two roles. One is the positive, that it induce the resistance, and the other is negative, that it induce the susceptibility. First, we would like to discuss the positive role of the nitric oxide. This nitric oxide reacts with the hydrogen peroxide, which is produced as a result of the action of enzyme which is known as superoxide dismutase. And when this nitric oxide react with hydrogen peroxide, it resulted in the hypersensitive response. And we already know that the hypersensitive response is the highest level of the resistance which is offered by the plants against the pathogens. The second positive role of the nitric oxide in plant disease resistance, that it promote the production of the salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is not only responsible for the hypersensitive response, but it is also responsible for the systemic acquired resistance by the activation of NPR1 gene, and later the activation of PR genes. So this is how the nitric oxide play a very important role in the plant disease resistance. But if the nitric oxide level increase, then it result in the production of SNOs, and these SNO play negative role in the plant resistance, and they promote the susceptibility. These SNO not only check the production of salicylic acid but also they affect the reception of salicylic acid by the NPR1 gene. In both cases, the systemic acquired resistance is not possible. So this is how the higher level of nitric oxide or SNO play a negative role in plant resistance by promoting the susceptibility. However, like in case of animals, the plant have an enzyme which is known as ATGSNOR1. This enzyme control the high levels of SNO by the process which is known as denitrosylation. So this enzyme naturally help the plant to remain resistant. If this enzyme stop its function, then the plant become susceptible, as we already saw in the previous slide. I hope that this brief picture give you the idea of the role of nitric oxide in plant disease resistance. In the conclusion, we can say that NO plays a crucial signaling role both in biotic and abiotic stresses. It can activate resistance, but its higher amount cause the post-translational modification of proteins, which is called S-nitrosylation. S-nitrosylation enhance the susceptibility Therefore, a balanced production of NO needed in plant resistance. So I hope that this brief presentation help you to understand how the NO play an important role both in the resistance as well as in the susceptibility.